What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video, reacting to Top 30 Most Iconic Bass Riffs by Bass Buzz. So what's going on, everybody? Today, we're going to be reacting to Top 30 Most Iconic Bass Riffs by Bass Buzz. So once again, everybody, if you have not yet already, please go to Bass Buzz and give them a sub, a fantastic YouTube channel for bass and bass players. And as well, too, go to the link that I've included in my description to the original video and give the original video a like as well. Also on this video, my video, leave a comment on something you'd like to see me react to next. So now let's get into it.
You really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay, right out of the gate here, and I don't want to be Mr. Naysayer, and that absolutely fits the song. But it's not really even a bass riff or a bass line. It's just doing root notes and completely doubling the guitar riff. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes that's all you can do. That's all that would fit without cluttering the song. But Bass Buzz, I gotta disagree with you on this one being in the list at all. You know, again, hey, not saying that if I was the bass player on it that I'd be doing anything different. You have to go with what fits, but putting this one into the top 30 most iconic bass riffs, I'm sorry, I can't agree with that.
You really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. It's getting near dawn.
All right, we're getting warmer now.
I'll soon be with you, my love. Give you my dose.
Now this is kind of the same thing here, but Jack Bruce actually wrote the riff. It's not the bass doubling the guitar part. The guitar part is doubling the bass part. So that makes it considerably different, even though the end results are the same. The bass and the guitar, just like in You Really Got Me, are doing the exact same thing, but a little different because our boy Jack wrote it.
Surprise. And now, baby, get into my big black car.
I'm not going to say I disagree with this one, but sad to say that I'm not familiar with this particular Cream song at all. But no, that is a very, very cool bass line. But I don't know how iconic it is since I've kind of been playing one of these bass things for a little while, and I've never really quite heard of that particular Cream song. Not a huge hit. So I guess it boils down to, what do you consider to be iconic? Is it something that has to have had some level of commercial success? Or, I don't know. What metrics are we measuring this by? It's all good. I ain't by any means trying to rip, Bass Buzz a new one. Just offering my own 2 cents as what you should be doing for a commentary for anything like this. Yes. Yes.
I was on my way.
This has got to be my favorite John Paul Jones bass line of all times. What I really like about this is the role reversal, where, the guitar is kind of in the background, just kind of comping those few chords a little more. It's the bass that takes over and actually does the melody in the really melodic parts of the lines, where it's usually the other way around. The bass is kind of, holding down just a couple notes, while the guitar part or piano part or horns or some sort of instrumentation like that, if said song had said instrumentation. Oh yeah, John Paul Jones is playing melodic. He's making that bass just sing, baby. Yeah. Very, very different and very creative bass line. My favorite John Paul Jones bass line, and absolutely deserves to be in this. Closer to the top, but I don't know if Bass Buzz is necessarily doing these in any particular order. Probably not, but this one, oh yeah, fantastic bass line.
To you, I'm much obliged. Such a pleasant stay. Has he lost his mind? Is he or is he blind? Can he walk at all? Or is he wrong?
Okay, once again, this is at least this part of it. You know, other parts of the song, when it breaks down, Geezer starts playing completely different stuff. But this riff in particular, it's just, and again, not anything wrong with it, because come on, it's Black freaking Sabbath. They wrote the book on metal and a lot of the hard rock around, but it's just complete doubling of the guitar part. Not that that's bad and doesn't fit at all, but you know, yeah. Oh yeah. And ironically, every verse of the song, zero bass. There's only bass in the chorus of that song and that bass breakdown / guitar instrumental breakdown. All of the verses, there's not a single note of bass. But whenever I used to play with bands, I used to always throw in a nice bam, root note A every like second time around the verse, just a note. That's what I would do. But yeah, that breakdown there is iconic and cool as all hell. Very creative, great bass riff. But you know, it's ironic as you know, 1/3 of the song has absolutely no bass. Like every single verse, not a note of bass. Oh yeah.
Riders on the storm.
Yeah, okay. So, roundabout all day long. Chris Squire, one of the goats of rock bass. And yes, even though I myself do not play bass with a pick, I am not one of the holier than thou. No, you can't play bass with a pick. If you play bass with a pick, you're not a real bass player. No, it's not a thing that I do. I'm trying to get better with it. I am just used to playing fingers on bass. I love a lot of bass players who play with a pick, one of which is Chris Squire. So all day long. Now, Riders on the Storm, okay, kind of an iconic riff, but for me, this is kind of a weird thing. It is my least favorite Doors song of all times. I kind of downright hate this song. I think it's just the most boring song that goes nowhere. And one of the most key factors of it is the bass line. And it is a good bass line. I just feel like this song in general doesn't really have much elevation. Monotone on the storm. But that's just me.
Says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side.
Oh yeah.
Said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side.
Oh yeah, let's go back a few frames there, if I'm getting the frames the right way there. To his version of Walk on the Wild Side, he's actually doing quite incredible, where he's actually playing both lines, the upright line as well as the electric line at the same time while tapping, and on a 4-string no less. On a 5-string or a 6-string bass, that is considerably easier due to the fact that you have more strings with which to tap and hammer on with. Wow. Yeah. Let's check this out again.
Take a walk on the wild side.
That was funny. Now. Okay. Yes, Money. An absolutely iconic bass line. Now, here's the thing. Was it really Roger Waters on the original recording? Leave a comment if you know more about this. But I've heard many, many things about the fact that in the studio, after Roger Waters would leave, that Dave Gilmour would pick up the bass and re-record his bass tracks. Like on Hey You, the fretless sort of little bass solo in the beginning. Allegedly, that is not Roger Waters. That is Gilmour. So, is Money by Pink Floyd actually performed in the studio by Roger Waters? Or is it Gilmour? Either way, it's a killer bass line. Not just the fact that it's in 7/4, it's an extremely iconic bass line. Iconic bass line, for me, comes with a few factors. One, that you could play the bass line on its own and people can instantly recognize the song. Starts off with a bass line. And so this absolutely gets the iconic bass riff category all day long. Just wondering, is it really Roger Waters or is it Gilmour? Leave a comment below if you know for sure. The part that I heard about Gilmour taking over Roger Waters' stuff was definitely on Hey You. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The bass makes that song. Not my thing, but I get it. I get it. I get it. Now, yes, absolutely all day long. But I'm fairly certain that Sting did that on a fretless. He was fretless most of the time, except for when he played his classic, old school single pickup P bass, the Telecaster P bass. But I think that, or maybe I'm thinking of some live stuff that I saw when the Police, that was in Sting's I Want to Do Everything in Fretless phase. I'm not sure. Leave a comment below if you know. Yeah. Again, not my thing. Very unconventional.
But that's how it goes.
Now, I get it. Now, it's a legit bass line. He's not doubling what Randy Rhoads is doing. He's not playing root notes of all that, at least not in the same sense that you would think he was. He's doing an ascending line. It is a great line, but I don't know if it's necessarily iconic stature. But he came up with a great line. There's no bass line that would fit that song better. And it's more or less the guitar riffs in that are hugely iconic. But the bass does a perfect supporting role in here, but I don't know if I quite call it an iconic bass riff. The guitar riffs, oh yeah. And it's all about when something like this, with a riff like that, as a bass player, drummer, or keyboard, any other musician, you got to kind of step back and let those riffs just do their thing. You can't have too much going on at once, you know? But yeah, definitely a line that fit this song. Oh yeah, no doubt. Yep, I was just about to say that and Under Pressure. Yeah. I'm going to be biased here because I'm a huge Rush fan. So I'm going to say all day long, even though this part is just, guitar and bass doubling each other. There's some other parts in it where it gets quite insane and quite awesome. The Gedfather. The Gedfather. Not familiar with this at all. Oh yeah. Whee! Whee! Oh yeah, Rage. But again, it's just doubling the guitar line. Whose riff was it? Yep. Not my particular style, but great line. Catchy. Oh, nice, yes. Once again, another pick bass player that's a killer bass player with killer tone. Oh yeah, there's so many Tool bass lines that are iconic from Justin Chancellor. So very many of them, and a great crisp tone. He thinks very melodically, as opposed to a lot of bass players that just think more groove. And nothing wrong with the groove players out there, but I like, a player that'll open up a little more and try to do things that are a little more melodic, that add a little more harmonic structure to the sound, as opposed to just holding down the bottom. Again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but yeah, an absolutely another fantastic player that plays with a pick. The White Stripes. Originally played on a guitar and an octave pedal. Okay. Well, I know that he used a baritone guitar most of the time, but okay, why not? I'm going to go for it. I actually have a White Stripes story. Some of you may or may not know this. I live in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, border city to Detroit, Michigan. From Windsor, if you leave and go to the United States, you end up in Detroit. In Detroit, if you leave to go to Canada, you end up in Windsor. So anyways, I was playing at a bar on Riverside Drive that's no longer there anymore. It's a different bar. It was called Papa Shaney's Whiskey Well. This has got to be 1990. Oh God, I got to say like almost 98, before the White Stripes hit. And I'm playing at Papa Shaney's Whiskey Well. I was doing a solo acoustic gig there. I played some originals, but mostly cover songs, playing solo acoustic. Right above Papa Shaney's Whiskey Well was another club called the Press Club. And they would have bands that would play nothing but original music. The typical kind of thing in the Windsor, Detroit area. There'd be typically 3 bands on the bill in the night. And, each one of these bands would do one set. So a lot of the times when I would take a set break, I would go upstairs to check out the bands that were playing upstairs. One night I go upstairs and there's a band that I hear is from Detroit. I see this guy playing guitar that's feeding back like crazy, and a girl playing drums. That's it. A guitar player singing and a drummer with a girl that to me seemed like she'd been playing drums for 10 minutes. Here's what I actually thought happened. I knew they were from the States. I thought that the rest of the band got pulled over in customs and got turned away. The guitar player got through with his girlfriend and taught his girlfriend how to play the most basic beats in the world to his songs 10 minutes before the show was ready to go. As well, I never heard of the idea of a guitar player singing and drums with no bass in between the guitar and the bass. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, these guys really effing suck. This is terrible. That band was the White Stripes. And me sitting there going, wow, these guys suck. They're terrible. Blah, 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 blah. Not a year and a half later, they're one of the biggest things since sliced bread. That's when this song hit. Actually, no, before that it was Dead Leaves in the Dirty Grass or something like that. Being next door to Detroit, it was played like crazy. A little off topic to the most iconic bass riffs out there, but there it is. My personal White Stripes story. Goes to show you, don't shoot your mouth off. Don't say anybody sucks, because look at me. I'm a local yokel nobody, and Jack White is one of the biggest monsters of the music industries. The 2000s, he was one of the White Stripes were one of the biggest things out there. So who the hell am I to go upstairs to the press club and laugh at this little band that I thought most of the members got pulled over to customs and he just taught his girlfriend how to play drums in 10 minutes. Apparently, that was the band. And apparently, they ended up doing all right. And one of the most iconic bass lines out there. People sing it out loud at sporting events. Oh yeah. Here's a great one. Yep. Very iconic bass lines, both of them. Not familiar with the song or the artist. Good bass line though. I'm not the most familiar with the Arctic Monkeys. I've seen a couple live concert things, and I know they're a rather big band, but I haven't really heard them that much. But yeah, it seems like it's a pretty cool, tasty little line there. But once again, it also seems to be the same thing. And again, who's doubling who? Is the bass doubling the guitar, or is the guitar doubling the bass? Something for all you bass players to think about. Not familiar with this artist or song either. Cool bass line though. Alright. Alrighty. So there it was. Top 30 most iconic bass riffs by Bass Buzz. So once again, everybody, if you're not already subscribed to Bass Buzz, go and do so. And go to the original video. I've got the link in my description, and give it a like. And don't forget to leave a comment on this video, my video, on what you'd like to see me react to next. Thanks for checking out this video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, click the notification bell, like, comment, and share. It doesn't cost a thing and would really help out the channel. Also, please subscribe to my other channel, GK Mac Music, for some live looping live streams with a side of jackassery, some original music, and some short content, also with a side of jackassery.
If you'd like to help out the channel financially, you can buy some merch at the merch store, or you can become a channel member. As always, everyone, thanks so much for your continued support. Do what makes you happy.